Mr. Gandhi met and had an interaction with people from various think tanks and other institutes as well, including some from the administration. This discussion was held under Chatham House rules, which was an off the record private meeting, but it was a very intense discussion, very high quality discussion about India-US relationships, about the rise of China, about the deepening of the partnership between India and US, about what is Mr. Gandhi's vision for the future of India, the future of the world, and the future of India-US relationship.
Can you give us a sense of his vision of India-US relationship?
Yes, so without getting into the details of what was discussed, broadly, Mr. Gandhi said that he sees a clear need and a necessity to broad base India-US relationship. By that he meant while India-US relationship there's a strong military and a defense relationship, he also argued for the broadening of that relationship across sectors such as the economy, health, education, and various things. So he is a big advocate for the broadening and the deepening of the India-US relationship.
And what about India's stance on China and Russia? Do you think he's on the same page with the US, Biden administration and the Indian government?
I think Mr. Gandhi's views are very categorical and clear about China. He views China as a threat. He views the fact that China is sitting in India's territory as a complete transgression, and he was quite unequivocal that India has to not be silent and not accept that.
We are almost midway through his trip, right? We have completed 2 days in San Francisco, now first day in DC. How do you see the trip going on so far?
Actually, the trip is going much better than we even expected. I think primarily because people first are very, very curious to understand his experiences from the Bharat Jodo Yatra. There is not a single person, whether who knows a little bit about India but has not heard of Bharat Jodo Yatra. Nearly everyone has heard of the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Okay.
So we've had actually the variety of discussions in the meetings, from civil society groups to discussing artificial intelligence with technology executives, to meeting students at Stanford University, to talking to faculty and research scholars at Stanford, where there was a meeting before his address, and now meeting think tanks in Washington, D.C., where a lot of foreign policy is directed. Just the sheer variety of meetings has been excellent. The quality of discussion is very good, and we've actually been more than surprised and happy at how the trip has gone.
About the rest part of his trip, what are the key highlights? He's going to spend some time with the others here in New York. Can you give us a brief idea about that?
Sure. I think we have a few more events. As you know, the calendar is pretty packed. In fact, we took a night flight from San Francisco to Washington, D.C. We have not slept. But it's good to be busy. He's also very happy to be engaged in meeting with people. So we have dinners where we are meeting, a dinner that's being hosted where we are meeting a lot of people. There is an address to the press club. There is a big address planned with the Indian diaspora. And then there is also a private lunch with what I call successful Indian Americans from the creative industry. People from Hollywood, Broadway, music, fine arts, authors. So that's also planned in New York.
Is he getting other requests for meetings?
Huge amounts of requests. Massive number of requests for meetings. And that's unfortunately what we are unable to do because the schedule is just so packed and so tight. And some of it is my job to say no, which is not always pleasant, but I think people understand.